February 19th, 1942, 5:42 a.m. Terminal Island, Los Angeles Harbor. The knock is not loud. It doesn't need to be. Cold air slips through the cracks of a wooden door as a woman pulls a shawl tighter around her shoulders. Outside, boots shift on damp planks. A harbor siren moans somewhere in the fog. The smell of salt, diesel, and fish hangs low, heavy as the silence. The door opens. Two men stand there, dark coats, felt hats, badges catching the weak porch light. One carries a folded paper. The other does not bother to look past her face. By order of the United States government. The words fall flat, practiced, final. Inside, a kettle screams on the stove. A child stirs behind a thin wall. The woman's hands tremble as she reaches for her papers, passport, residency card, letters proving years of quiet life in America. None of it is asked for. None of it matters. She is not accused. She is not questioned. She is not charged. She is told to pack one bag. 15 minutes. Outside, a military truck idles, exhaust curling into the dawn. Down the dock, other doors open. Other women step out. Japanese, German, Italian, some in house slippers, some clutching coats over nightgowns. No one speaks. Eyes meet briefly, then drop. The harbor watches, indifferent. As the truck pulls away, Terminal Island fades into fog. Behind them, homes stand unlocked, breakfasts go cold, lives pause mid-sentence. None of these women know where they are going. None know how long they will be gone. Only that the wire is waiting, and once it closes, it does not open easily. February 19th, 1942, 7:18 a.m. Federal Building, downtown Los Angeles. Fluorescent lights hum overhead. The room smells of ink, wet wool, and stale coffee. One by one, the women are led to a wooden desk scarred by years of paperwork and authority. A clerk stamps forms without looking up. Red ink bleeds through thin paper. Enemy, alien. The word lands harder than any accusation. Some of the women barely speak English. Others speak it perfectly. Teachers, nurses, shopkeepers who have lived here for decades. It makes no difference. Birthplace is all that matters now. Germany, Italy, Japan. An FBI agent asks questions that sound like traps. Do you write letters overseas? Do you listen to foreign radio? Do you belong to any associations? Answers are written down, then ignored. Wedding rings are taken, handbags searched, photographs flipped through as if danger might be hiding between smiling faces. One woman protests quietly, her voice breaking when an agent pulls a picture of her husband in a U.S. Army uniform from her purse. He is fighting for this country. The agent pauses, then slides the photo back without comment. Down the hall, metal doors open and close. Somewhere, a woman begins to cry, not loudly, controlled, contained, as if crying too hard might be used against her. By mid-morning, they are loaded onto buses, windows painted over. Guards with rifles sit near the doors, eyes forward. No explanations, no destinations. You feel the city move without you, traffic, people, normal life continuing just beyond the glass. Then the engine turns east, away from the coast, away from witnesses. Hours pass, the air grows hotter, the land emptier. When the bus finally slows, barbed wire rises from the dust like a wound across the earth.
Watchtowers, searchlights, armed sentries. Someone whispers the word, camp. No one answers, because in that moment they realize something far worse. This is not temporary.
March 3, 1942. Seagoville Detention Station, Texas. The gates close with a sound that settles into the chest and stays there. Inside the wire, the air smells of dust, disinfectant, and boiled cabbage. Barracks stretch in clean, rigid lines, fresh lumber, thin walls, windows barred more for symbol than strength. Guards patrol with M1 rifles slung low, boots crunching gravel in steady rhythms that mark time better than any clock. The women are issued numbers, mattresses, 2 blankets, rules printed in block letters, English only, lights out at 9, roll call twice a day. Some try to make order out of it. Beds are folded tight, floors swept, hair brushed carefully, as if dignity itself might be rationed. Others stare at the walls, counting knots in the wood, listening to trains pass somewhere beyond the fence, each whistle a reminder that the world still moves. Interrogations begin again. A young Italian seamstress sits across from an officer who mispronounces her name and asks about Mussolini as if she has ever met him. A German-born pianist is questioned about Nazi loyalty while her fingers twitch, aching for keys that are nowhere near. A Japanese mother answers the same questions she answered in Los Angeles, now under a harsher light. No charges are filed. No timelines given. Letters are censored. Pages arrive blacked out, sentences amputated. Some women stop writing altogether. Others write obsessively, afraid silence might erase them. At night, whispers move through the barracks, rumors of transfers, of exchanges, of deportation, of families on the outside with no word, no money, no protection. Then one evening a name is called at roll call. Then another. A list is forming, and no one knows whether being on it means freedom or something much worse.
August 14th, 1942. Crystal City Internment Camp, Texas. The sun is still low when the notice is read aloud. Paper rustles. Names echo against the barracks walls, each one landing like a quiet verdict. Women clutch their cards, their numbers, their breath. This camp is different. Families are here now. Husbands transferred from Department of Justice camps, children reunited after months apart. For a moment, it almost feels human. Almost. Then the word appears again. Exchange. Officials explain it carefully, politely. Some detainees may be sent overseas in civilian exchange ships, traded for Americans held behind Axis lines. No trial, no appeal, just a destination decided by paperwork and diplomacy. A German-born woman realizes her American-born children are not on the list. She argues, pleads. An officer explains that citizens stay, enemy aliens go. Across the yard, a Japanese mother is given the opposite order. Her children are included. She has minutes to decide whether to take them into an unknown war zone or leave them behind forever. Guards watch without expression as families fracture in real time. Suitcases are packed again, photographs chosen, then put back, rings hidden in hems. A piano teacher presses sheet music into another woman's hands like a confession. A child asks where the ship is going.
No one answers. That night, the camp is louder than usual, not with voices, but with silence that presses down on every bunk. Every woman understands now. This was never just about confinement. It was about control, about deciding who belongs and who can be erased. Before dawn, transport trucks line up outside the wire, and the women step forward, not knowing if they are being sent home or exiled forever.
September 2, 1945, 9:02 a.m. Crystal City Internment Camp, Texas. The radio crackles, then steadies. A guard turns the volume up. Static gives way to a voice, measured, formal, carrying across the yard. Japan has surrendered. For a moment, nothing happens. Then the camp exhales. Some women sit down where they stand. Others close their eyes, hands pressed together, as if the sound alone might undo 3 years of waiting. The war that justified the wire is over. The reason for their captivity has evaporated in a sentence. But the gates do not open. Days pass, weeks. Paperwork moves slowly, as it always has. Loyalty boards reconvene. Files are reviewed by men who have never seen the inside of these barracks, never heard the night whispers, never felt the weight of being labeled a threat without proof. Some women are released to cities they no longer recognize, homes sold, jobs gone, neighbors who won't meet their eyes. Others are placed on ships anyway, sent to countries shattered by bombing, famine, and defeat, places they have not seen since childhood. A few remain, stateless, belonging nowhere. Years later, records will be unsealed, apologies issued in careful language. Historians will debate necessity and fear, security and rights. The camps will fade into footnotes. But the women remember the sounds. The knock at dawn, the stamp of red ink, the wire singing in the wind. They were not soldiers. They never were. Yet history placed them on the battlefield anyway, and asked them to survive it quietly.